So next up, we have the Feles team who will be joining us to share about their desktop biolab. So I will give this to you, and let me grab your phone.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Yixiao. This is Jiang, and another team member, Jonathan, is sitting down there. I'll start with what happened before Fundry. So this is team. I skipped. Okay. Originally, there was me, curious about many things. Because I've heard a lot of amazing things happening in the biology field. So I decided I want to learn something about biology. I tried many ways. I took some online courses, and I tried to do some biology experiment, but they didn't work out. It turns out information in this field is scattered, and it's super difficult to get lab access without a PhD degree. So it got me super frustrated, but it also got me want to do something about it. So I explored what can I do. During the period, I met Jiang and I met Jonathan. So we got together, reimagine how can we make biology more accessible, and is there a new way of doing biology? So we had this idea of lab in a box. During the following year, we made this. It has 6 modules: centrifuge, gel dock, a fridge, 2 incubator, a thermo-cycler, and a spectrometer. It may sound unfamiliar for those who never done biology experiment in a lab, but it's similar to coding in a computer. This set of tools can allow you coding, working with DNA, coding in life forms. And then the question is, who would want to buy it? Therefore, we launched the Kickstarter, and we were funded. In fact, we almost doubled our goal. We are backed by all kinds of peoples from 20 different countries. And that's when we got into Fundry. Back then, we just wrapped up our Kickstarter campaign. So the Fundry really allows us to explore different business models, refining our marketing strategies and value propositions. But most importantly, we spend a lot of time talking to our users, and we found some amazing stories. Jiang will tell you about them.
And boy, are we glad that you guys repeatedly told us to talk to our users. The feedback we got from our Kickstarter backers were absolutely incredible. We've had an entrepreneur working on a water purification startup who actually backed us and was interested in using our technology to learn about potential bacterial and other microorganism contamination in different water sources for his company. Our heart goes out to a father with 2 adult sons with debilitating degenerative genetic disorders, who is just desperate for some way to gain access to the knowledge of biology and to understand genetic code and why his sons are lying paralyzed at home. We've also had a desperate teacher who is living on a relatively isolated island with classrooms full of students, who wants to figure out some way to teach his students biology in a more engaging way than a textbook. And many more. So we're so glad that our tool was able to bring these people and many others into this united community of Feles in order to try to improve access to biological tools. And these people came together, surprisingly, to support Feles, not only because we only charge them a third of the price as our leading industry competitors, but also because who really wants to spend hours negotiating with a sales rep only to end up with dictionary-sized instruction manuals that you have to read before you can even get started with your first experiment. And that's where people saw real value in the Feles integrated all-in-one device and our idea to have a intuitive user interface and experience that guides the users through their learning experience. Throughout the Tool Foundry Accelerator process, we also learned that the field is littered with incredible competitors working in all areas. In the equipment making industry, our competitors range anywhere from DIY tools and small startups all the way up to industry giants and conglomerates with supplying the equipment for hospitals and labs around the world. On the education spectrum, we see also a wide range of players from simple reagent vendors to giant online MOOCs teaching biology through people's phones and computers everywhere. And then there's us, and we realize we sit perfectly in the middle of all of this with an integrated experience. And yeah, we hope that we'll grow and bring something new to this field. Of course, with any new technology, there comes a set of associated dangers. As Kumar so brilliantly mentioned earlier, with the 20th century chemistry sets, we recognize that by releasing biology out there, we are potentially opening a Pandora's box. And we wanted to step out and work actively with regulators everywhere, including some of you who might be in the audience. Please reach out to us, and we want to identify potential risks and guide our users in responsibly exploring and innovating in the world around them. Finally, we are currently hard at work on production to fulfill our Kickstarter orders and shipping them to all of our backers. But at the same time, we are looking to raise up to $1 million for a runway of the next 15 months, which will cover expansion of our core team, continue R&D and refinement of our device, as well as marketing and some other costs. Finally, I want to take a moment again to reach back to the 70s, as the earlier speaker has done so. And yeah, there's something special about the 70s. And remind us that the year was 1977, and that's when Steve Jobs, Wozniak, and Apple launched the Apple II computer in a bold attempt to bring these giant industry mainframes into the consumer market in a more intuitive, integrated design. Today, Feles wants to reach out to the world and do the same and ask the question, what will happen 40 years if everyone had the ability to explore, invent, and discover with the beautiful and amazing biological systems around them? And with that, thank you, and let's do it. Come talk to us downstairs.